Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while, I know, but I really wanted to at least get a Christmas video up for this year, and I know this one is late again this year, but I've been really busy and have had quite a year, so I hope that you guys will forgive me, and if you can't use this video this year, hopefully you can use it next year and in the years following. So what I'm showing you guys how to make today is a really simple project, probably doesn't need a lot of explanation, but I'm going to show you just how I made mine, and you can improvise or do it exactly the way that I have. So I'm going to be showing you how to make an old-fashioned kind of Christmas decoration, which is orange slice garland. So you're only going to need a few things for this tutorial, and I'll get into everything you need in the tutorial section of this video. So let's take a look. Alright, first we need to tackle making the orange slices. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 200 degrees, and then the other things that you're going to need for this project are your oranges, of course. I'm going to be using some wooden beads, and I got this a large bucket of beads from the dollar store actually for $4. And for this project you're also going to need some jute twine, and I also got this huge spool of jute twine from the dollar store also for $4. So let's get on to slicing our oranges. So just grab a cutting board and a knife, and you're going to want to cut your oranges cross-sectionally across the grain of the orange rather than with the grain of the orange, so that you will see each individual section of the orange in each one of your slices. And you're going to cut your slices to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe a little bit less. You don't want them too thin because they'll dry out too quickly and they'll actually burn, but you don't want them too thick or else they won't dry out properly, and you won't get that sort of translucent look to them that is really nice with these orange slice garlands. So you just want to slice up as many oranges as you think you'll need. I ended up using 4 large oranges for my garland. And you should be able to make about a 10 to 12 foot long strand of garland with that many oranges. Once you got all your oranges sliced up, you're going to want to lay down a bit of paper towel so that you can then lay your oranges on top of it. And then take another length of paper towel, lay it on top of your oranges, and try to press out as much juice as possible without damaging the oranges. You don't want to crush the meat of your oranges, but you do want to try to get out as much juice as possible. And this will make the drying process a lot quicker. So now you'll need a couple of large baking sheets, and you want to line those with some parchment paper. And then lay your orange slices out flat, and you want to try to get as many slices on there as possible. So your orange slices can touch, that's perfectly fine. And I was able to just fit all my oranges on my 2 baking sheets. At this point, your oven should definitely be up to temperature, so you can just pop your sheets of orange slices right in your oven with your racks spaced the same way that you see mine here. And set your timer for 2 hours. Once this first 2 hours of time is up, you want to pull your orange slices out of the oven and flip each slice. Then you'll want to pop them back in the oven for another 2 hours. But make sure to keep an eye on them after about the first hour of this second round in the oven, just to make sure that they're not getting too dry and the skins aren't getting too brown. At this point, my orange slices have been in the oven for 4 hours, and by now they really should be done. But after taking a look at them, I felt like they were still just a little bit too moist to be called done, and I think that's because I didn't squeeze enough of the juice out early on. So I decided to flip mine over and pop them back in the oven for another hour, and you may have to do the same. Just make sure to keep a really good eye on them over this hour because you don't want those skins to turn too brown, as I said earlier. So now, after that final hour, they've been drying for 5 hours total, and I felt like they were good enough at this point because I knew that they would dry further while they're hanging. So at this point, you'll just need to let them sit and cool. Now, once your oranges are completely cool, you just want to gather them up and put them in a bowl or a dish or something like that so that you can bring them to a comfy spot where you're going to spend the next little while stringing your oranges. So now I'll show you how I strung my orange slices, and feel free to substitute anything here that you would like to. So of course you're going to need your orange slices. You're also going to need a string of some sort. I'm using this jute twine. And you're also going to need something a little bit pointy so that you can poke holes into your orange slices for threading your twine through. And also I'm using these wooden beads. Now I'll be stringing my orange slices so that they lay side by side, but you can also string them so that they're stacked. But keep in mind that you will need a lot more orange slices to create a nice length of orange slice garland if you're going to be stringing them that way. So for my garland, the first thing I wanted to do was start off with a few wooden beads. So I just twist the end of my jute twine into a bit of a point so that my twine will go through the beads more easily. And I tried to choose beads that were of a different color, not all the same colors. Once you got your starting beads on there, you'll want to push them way down your strand so that you will have unraveled enough length of twine to do your whole strand of garland. So I just push my beads all the way down until I have a nice length. So the next thing I wanted to add was, of course, an orange. So I started off with trying to find some of the smaller pieces just to start my garland. And then I'll gradually move to the larger orange slices. So I just take my pointy wooden skewer to poke 2 holes across from one another on either side of the orange slice. And then I simply thread my twine in through one of those holes and then back up through the opposite hole. And you can use your pointy device to help get your twine through those holes. And this project will get a little bit sticky. So keep that in mind. Your hands are going to get a little sticky, but that's actually going to help make it easier to thread your string or twine through your oranges a little later on, since your thread will be much easier to twist up on the end and it will stay a lot better. So the stickiness might be annoying, but it will be helpful. So then the next thing I did was add 1 bead in between this orange slice and what will be my next orange slice. I did the same thing to thread another orange slice on, and then in between the next 2 slices I decided to add 2 wooden beads, and I'll alternate between 1 bead and 2 beads between each of my orange slices. So I'm not sure if I'm being clear with that. You'll see it in the video, but anyways, what I'm doing now is going a single wooden bead, then an orange slice, 2 wooden beads and an orange slice, and then back to a single bead, orange slice, 2 wooden beads, orange slice, and so on and so forth. So that's how I wanted to do my garland. Feel free to change it up and do whatever number of beads you want in whatever type of pattern. So let's just speed right on through stringing this garland since it's just going to be a lot of the same. Alright, so once you start to get to the end of your garland, I made sure to leave myself a couple smaller orange slices for this end of my garland as well. I'm then just going to finish the garland off in the same way as I started it, with 3 wooden beads on the end. From there, I'm just going to tie off my strand with a simple knot, and then I will cut the other end, making sure to leave about 1.5 feet of extra twine on the starting end, and I will also tie that end off with a simple knot as well. Then what I did was I just lined up both ends of my garland and then cut my twine ends to be the same length. And what I did that you don't see in the video here is that I made the ends into a loop so that if I'm ever hanging this orange garland by hooks or anything like that, then I will have those loops to hang on to whatever I'm hanging them from. I didn't use them in this case, which I will show you what my garland looks like once I decorated with it. I'm really, really pleased with it. So I just strung my garland up on this little alcove that we have at the top of our stairs, and I decorated it with some faux tree boughs and some other little Christmas knickknacks and things that I really like that are sort of neutral colors, and I just love the way that it looks. It's got quite a simple and old-fashioned look to it that I just absolutely love, and I might possibly for next Christmas decorate more of my house in this sort of simple old-fashioned style. Just for something different, I think. Alright, so that's it for this video, guys. I do hope that you enjoyed it, and that if you did, you will give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more videos. Hopefully, I'll have more out this coming year. I hope this year of 2020 wasn't too hard on you guys. I know it was for some people, but I'm wishing you guys all the best in the new year. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and of course, I hope you have a super awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!